All right, now let's get started. Now we're going to look at the useState hook, which lets you add a React state to function components. So it returns a pair whereby we have the current state value and a function that lets you update it. Now here we're going to look at a simple example. So on your source, I want you to come here and make a simple counter component. And here we're going to import React, and then so we'll have React from React, and then inside here we're going to have useState, which is now the useState hook. You can see it has given me already, so let's use this one. Now here we're going to have, I'm going to create a function, and this function of course is going to be counter, which is going to be empty parameters, that is empty braces. And then here I'm going to declare a new state variable, which I will call it. So here we're going to have const, which is for constant, and then here I'm going to have count, and then here I'm going to have set count. Now what do we mean here? This, we have said the useState hook is, of course, is used when you want, it returns a pair. So it is a function which returns a pair. That is, it's a hook that returns a pair whereby we have the current state variable, and then here we have the function that lets you update this current state variable here. And in this case, we're going to pass it through our useState hook, whereby here we're going to pass, what did we do here? So that one we have it like this. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pass this one with a value of 0 like that, and then here I'm going to return this. So in this case here I'm going to return the first item. Here will be div, and then here we're going to have, so what we're going to have, so here we'll have you clicked me. In other words, you're going to have the current state variable, and then here we just have that. Down here get to have a button like that, which is button on click. So the button on click, what we get to have is basically going to have set count, which is that one. Remember, we have said it's the function that will let us update our current state variable, which is now the count, which is now the state variable. So here we can close it that way, and then down here we're going to have click me like that, and then of course we close our button. All right, so once we close this one, so this one is this one is this way, and then here you can have that one there. So once we have this one, and then this one, it needs to be closed with a semicolon, and down here we'll need to export default, and then we export the counter like that, so that it can be used throughout our application. And then here we'll need to have a comma like that. So basically the understanding here is that the set count is now the function that will use to update our current state value variable. And in this case, we are using it here, and then we are passing now the current state variable, and then we are updating it with the value. So that here within our app.js, we can now come here and call our counter, which is this one here, and then I close it that way. So that tells you here I can come, and of course when I click, the state count is going to update our current state variable. And that's the use of useState React hook in React.js. So let's look at the useState effect.